racial diversity and inclusion, a thing that he is supposedly committed to, with diversity of ideas, while defending Jordan Peterson's presence there and chastising the students of color and the people of color from this community who came out to fight him. That is fucking violence. Diversity of ideas is not more important than diversity of human beings and our rights and our dignity and our humanity. What about our ideas? What about our existence? They talk a lot about freedom of speech and freedom of expression, as if the people they are bringing here, white supremacists, transphobes, and other bigots, are saying things that are new. They are not saying things that are new. The things they are saying are standard in our world. They are just saying them a little more overtly. We live in a society that is transmisogynistic and transphobic. We live in a society that is racist and ableist and classist and misogynistic and otherwise oppressive. Yeah. These are not new things. They are not original for saying these things. They are saying the most tired, old, harmful things as if they are new, as if they are controversial, as if they are revolutionary. They treat us as the echo chamber, but I don't see them really being debated very much, do you? They really just like to be in there, talking about their shit and talking shit about us, making false accusations against marginalized people and treating us as a pariah and as a bogeyman. That's not acceptable. When Queens allows a tenured white faculty member to bring bigots to this campus and give them a paid platform, while it routinely punishes faculty of color, especially adjuncts who don't have as many protections, for attempting to educate a predominantly white student body about the basics of racial oppression, that's an act of profound violence. Queens recruits students of color and faculty of color into the jaws of hell. They bring us here to be in bodies in service of their mandate for diversity, and they discard our souls. They don't care about us. They just want our physical presence here to justify their system. Well, I'm not going to take that. I will not be used that way, and I hope none of you will be either. Students of color should not have to go to a school that hates them. Students of color should not have to navigate this campus surrounded by constant reminders that our rights and our dignity are less important than the free speech of those who disparage our cultures, deny our oppression, and denigrate our humanity. It is ridiculous that this is the thing that needs protecting. That this is what requires all these security guards and all these police officers. When Queens not only permits racists to speak on campus, but actively defends them while depicting us as violent, as irrational silencers of free speech, it tells students of color and racialized community members that our humanity is less important than the right of our detractors to deny it. You tell us that our lives matter less than their right to a platform for their hateful rhetoric. If Queen's University is not interested in defending the rights, safety, and dignity of people of color, they should stop fucking bringing us here, because we deserve better than to have our humanity put up for debate. When Queens defends racist, transphobic, ableist, misogynistic, or otherwise oppressive speakers while chastising marginalized activists for not responding to them peacefully enough, somehow we're never peaceful. Not when we stand, not when we sit, not when we sing, not when we march, not when we protest, not when we sit in class. We're never fucking peaceful. Not when we poster, as the police have informed us. No, we are never peaceful enough for them. They are telling us that our complacency and our silence, our acquiescence to our oppression is necessary for peace on this campus. But peace for whom? Because that peace is not for us. The white supremacist does not want peace and does not ascribe to peace and does not promote peace. The white supremacist might use an airy tone or deny any physical brutality. They might hide their horrible rhetoric under words that make it sound a little more acceptable, as Peterson does with his three-piece suits and his Kermit voice. But the reality is that those ideas that they stand for are violent ideas. They are inciting and instigating violence. Advocating against human rights protections for trans people is an act of violence. Portraying immigrants as invaders, Muslims as terrorists, and people of color as brutal and evil is an act of violence. Denying or celebrating the ongoing cultural and physical genocide being perpetuated against indigenous people is an act of violence. Giving proud white nationalists a platform in an academic setting is violent. I don't want a peace that is about silence. I don't want a peace supremacy and our oppression. To quote Martin Luther King, true peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice. Peace without justice is not peace. Peace without justice is tyranny. We are fighting for justice for all. And yes, in doing so, we become loud, inconvenient, and disobedient. But I would goddamn well hope that anyone would in our position. No one should be complacent when oppression is allowed to roam free. When oppression is allowed to be spoken in these halls. We are students here too. We are activists in this community. We are people, and we have a right to speak up, and we have a right to be heard, and we have a right not to have our oppression placed in an academic context and used as a legitimate form of speech. I don't think that it is legitimate to call us lesser humans. I don't think it is legitimate to degrade us for things that are inherent to our being. We have nothing against these individuals on the basis of their humanity, but when they do these things, they are saying that our humanity is not worthwhile. And that is fucked up. So here I am today, and here you all are today. Thank you so much for coming.